How is Rahu in the sixth house? A few days ago, somebody had asked this question. Today, I will answer. Rahu in the sixth house or Ketu in the sixth house. Whenever the shadow comes closer to the seventh house of marriage issues always occur. Every planet or shadows like Rahu or Ketu certainly impact the house next to where it is placed. And if in the Chalit Kundali the sixth house Rahu goes to the seventh house, then the matters of marriage or relationship or sexual relations becomes more difficult. For those who want to have a prolonged sex, the mind has to be in control. Erection issues occur because of the mind, the monkey mind. Sometimes physically one is fit to perform, but when the mind gets into too much of infatuation, and then before the real orgasm happens, you are already done. This all happens because even while having sex, you get into too much of wild thoughts and more thoughts. And amidst all of this traffic of thoughts, the real action is missed or shortened, leading to dissatisfaction to your bed partner. The mind is the culprit, and yoga is basically to help you control this monkey mind. The greater you practice yoga, the greater is the possibility for you all to have a great prolonged sex. You see, that is why the ancient seers have mentioned that a weak moon leads to poor sex. A strong moon leads to an excellent sex. A weak moon, meaning a weak mind, will quickly finish up. It cannot hold you. It cannot help you to hold on for a prolonged sex. A strong mind, though fascinates a lot, still it has a potential to hold on until the partner is completely satisfied sexually. Rahu 6 brings problems in sexual life, and if the Kundali is more inclined towards Rahu, then it definitely brings a certain frustration out of a failed sexual life. Practice yoga. Instead of following the mind, make sure that the mind follows you. Mind is a dangerous master. It can make you go crazy, but the same mind, when becomes your slave, then the same mind turns out to be beautiful. Buddha says, rule your mind before the mind rules you. One of my recently published book, No Mind, can help you all gain more spiritual insights on the subject of mind and its futility. There is a thought, or rather there is a myth, that Rahu in the sixth house brings fame. Many people are behind fame, but one must understand that fame is foolish. Even if you become famous, what difference does it make to your self-growth? A few $1 million, plenty of physical pleasures, a number of bungalows and villas, and a number of cars and private jets. But my question is, how does all of this helps you to grow from within? And I have been asking this question again and again to myself and to every human being who is running and running and running to become famous, rich, and powerful. And the reason I keep asking this question is because I would want you all to self realize the fact that being famous or being rich is not the answer. One of the greatest Hollywood stars, Jim Carrey, says, I think everybody should get rich and famous and do everything they ever dreamed of so they can see that it's not the answer. A common soul thinks or rather believes that fame is the answer to all the miseries of life. My question is then why is it that millions and millions of famous people had unending miseries and frustrations and tragic ends to their life? Always remember, fame is foolish. It is pointless, meaningless. Even if the whole world knows you, how does it make you richer? And this is very deep. The fact is that money, sex, fame, power can make you look great, but does not make you great in the true sense. Because greatness comes when progress happens from within. When you turn inwards, when you start moving away from Rahu and start moving towards Ketu. Rahu is attachment, Ketu is detachment. But who wants to listen? There was a young man, he must be like me. Once he asked the master, why is it that only a few can understand my sharing? The master smiled and said, as long as only a few can understand your sharing, as long as only a few are following you, you are on the right track. Only a few, very few, can follow the truth, because truth always shatters all the learnings and notions and illusions that you have been carrying all along your life. And not everybody likes to come out of dreams and face the reality. Rahu 6 is a sign that this birth you have come with all the qualities that would help you to fight and win over your enemies. But along with this quality comes the unending passion and clinging nature towards job, service, and attraction towards gossips and politics. If other aspects in your horoscope are not supportive, then this Rahu 6 can cause much health problem at some stage of your life. Extrovert people are behind fame. There is absolutely nothing wrong in seeking fame. In fact, I would love to see each one of you becoming famous so that you all self-realize that it's not the answer. Questions are born out of your desires. You want to attain fame, and so you ask about fame. Someone out there wants to have sex. A question of when will I get sexual pleasures is born in his or her mind. Someone out there is seeking love, and so they will ask about love. So you see, questions are born out of desires, out of rush, out of impatience, and the most immediate question that follows is when. Majority of the population is behind the question of when. When will I get this and when will I get that? But from where does this question of when arise? It arises from your mind. A person ruled by his mind is always restless because the nature of the mind is in itself is of being restless. The mind is always in rush. I want it now, says the mind, and this is how you all become. You become the mind, and then begins the unending miseries of your life. Bhagwan Raman Maharshi, one of the greatest yogis of modern India and the man I love the most, says, "The nature of the mind is to wander, but you are not the mind." Sai Baba says, practice patience and faith. But who wants to listen? Buddha says, the root of suffering is attachments. But who wants to listen? Jesus says, a man who is willing to lose everything will gain, and a man who is clinging and saving will lose. The whole essence of all this sharing is to help you all understand that clinging and attachments will only lead you all to more sufferings and more miseries. But who wants to listen? Always remember, the media is Rahu. Your television set is Rahu. The yogi who is aloof, secluded, and in his own bliss and meditation is Ketu. If fame follows you, then it is a different case, but evolved souls are never hungry for fame. The general idea is that if you go to Himalayas, or if you go to the Sahyadri mountains, or if you go to any forest, then you may find the master, or you may find something miraculous. But let me tell you all, this is all myth, because you need not go anywhere. If you are truthful to yourself, if you are practicing meditation every day, then you need not go to anywhere. The Master will come in search of you. God will come in search of you. But people are running all over, to this place and to that place. The real question is how much you are bringing God consciousness into your life. How much of Krishna consciousness you are introducing in your life. Going to temple can benefit you only if at first place there is a certain God consciousness within you, a certain godliness within you. It all begins with you. The result that you seek is based on what is within you. If there is consciousness within you, then no matter what you do, you will succeed. And if there is utter ignorance within, then no matter what you do, you will face failures after failures. It all depends on what you are from within. And so, my sharing is to help you all to first take the step towards bringing a change, a transformation within you. And let me tell you all that fame cannot bring inner transformation, cannot bring self-awareness, cannot help you to self-realize. Fame cannot help you to unlock your real growth. But the irony is that the majority is unaware of what real growth is. Reminds me of a story. Once Buddha was having a discussion with the emperor, and the emperor was asking many silly questions. You see, money, fame, and power cannot make you wise. So the emperor was asking questions, and Buddha was just listening. And while all of this was happening, a very old monk comes and he bows before the master and says, "Master, I have to move to the other monastery and it is getting dark, so I am asking for your permission." The Buddhist monks don't move after it becomes dark, after the sunset. And so Buddha smiled and said, "You can leave. But before you leave, please tell me, what is your age?" The old monk again bowed before the master and said, "I am 4 years old." Buddha said, "You can leave now. My blessings are with you." The old monk left, but the emperor was surprised. After the old monk left, the emperor said, "I don't understand why you asked his age. And further, I am shocked because that old man looks beyond 80 years and still he says he is only 4 years old. Please explain." Buddha said, "For a long time you have been asking many stupid questions. So I thought, why not give you the real thing? I asked the old monk so that you realize how idiot you have been all your life. The monk is 80 years old, but that is the age of his physical body, and we count age based on the spiritual growth and not the physical growth. So now you tell me, what is your age?" And the emperor had no answer, because he was yet to reborn, he was yet to start, he was yet to choose the path. And therefore, you all have to decide what path you want to walk on the path of seeking fame or on the path of seeking and realizing yourself. Bhagavan Raman Maharshi says, the sole higher purpose of human life is to self-realize, and there is nothing else to do. And so I say to all those who are following me that you all have to decide your path, and remember, once you decide, never turn back. There are only 2 mistakes one can make along the road to truth: not going all the way and not starting, says the Buddha. And so I appeal to all of you, whosoever is following me, to start as soon as possible. And once you start, don't stop and don't look back. And so, come you all, let us meditate and let us keep going. All that you experience and all that you are going to experience in life is nothing but your own making of many past births. But there is a way, a beautiful way to overcome the difficulties, and that is learning to live in acceptance. Total acceptance. Buddha calls it Tathat, and a man who lives in acceptance is called Tathagat. When you accept, you can move on. And it is only when you move on that you can progress in life. The key is in acceptance. Whenever you get time, read my book, Beauty of Acceptance. A man who accepts all that life provides with a sense of gratitude becomes a Buddha. And let me tell you all, there have been Buddhas in the past, and there are going to be many Buddhas in the future, because Buddha is not a name, it is a stage. It is a title that reflects your whole meditative being that lives in total acceptance. Tathat. And I would love to see you all moving towards this direction, towards being the Buddha. When the light of consciousness instills within your being, then it burns up all the miseries of your life. Let that light of consciousness instill within your being, and then the question of seeking fame will never arise. Then you all will realize the fact that fame is indeed foolish. Then you all will ask questions, but those questions will have a certain quality to it, a certain depth to it. Meditate, turn inwards, and realize the fact that the way to happiness goes through your innermost being. It is not wrong to seek happiness. Happiness is your nature. What is wrong is to seek happiness on the outside when it is inside. Once you find happiness within, the idea of becoming famous will never arise. In fact, fame may not guarantee happiness, but turning inwards and being more and more meditative will certainly bring abundance of joy and peace and happiness to your heart. What glitters is not always gold, but people are behind all that glitters, and that is how you miss. You simply miss to realize the real thing. And so I thought, why not share the real thing? But even to understand and value the real thing, one has to be real. And so I appeal to you all, be real, be courageous to face the real. It may hurt, but unless it hurts, one will not wake up. And so understand the fact that all the pain and all the suffering that life is showering upon you is not to cause you pain but awake you, because people become alert only when the arrow goes deep into their heart and wounds them. And so the difficult times in your life are not to hurt you but to awake you, so that you come face to face with reality. You see the real face of those people who were always sweet with you. You become more and more wise. All of this pain and all of these difficult times are simply to help you evolve into a matured person. And so, don't lose hope and don't get depressed. Always remember, after the night, there is always a morning waiting for you. And joy comes in the morning. Meditate every morning and every evening. And when you meditate, focus on your breathing. And always remember, you are not alone. Meditate.